sight so many people are thankful to see. 26-year-old Dean Hagens out of the hospital 24 hours after he was shot by a coworker.
I'm just glad to be here still. Could have been worse.
And we just spoke with Hagens in the past few hours when he arrived at Jacksonville Granite to be reunited with his coworkers who experienced a terrifying ordeal with him.
Also within the past hour, we learned what type of gun the shooter used, a .22 caliber handgun. The Clay County Undersheriff told us today the shooting could have been much worse, but the shooter put the wrong ammunition in the gun, and that's why it jammed.
Channel 4's Heather Lee and Bakari Savage are at the business in Orange Park. We begin with Heather, who spoke with Hagens. Heather, how's he doing today?
Well, I spoke with Hagen and his father. His father says that he is still on the medication from the hospital, and he believes that once that medication wears off, he believes that his son will be in a whole lot of pain. And he did look pretty decent, though. He was on crutches, but he did look all right. Hagens hopped back to his truck, again on crutches. He was in the shop for about 20 minutes talking with fellow employees, but he said he just wanted to get home and take it easy. Understandably so. He went through a lot yesterday when his co-worker, 34-year-old James Camo, walked in through the back door with a gun and began shooting. He was telling people to run. And we want to just show you some surveillance video that we received today. You can see people running out of the business. Hagens ran out too after he was shot in the backside. He tells me the adrenaline kicked in as he jumped the fence in the back of the shop and ran to a neighbor's house. He says things could have been a lot worse. That neighbor, are you thankful that he was home? And
Yes.
well, what did you say to him when you first?
I had been shot. I needed help. That's all I could say. I mean.
Now, I did speak with a nearby business owner. He's the one that provided that surveillance video for me, and he was telling me that he actually just spoke with his own employees about workplace shootings and workplace violence and whatnot. I'm going to have much more coming up at 6 o'clock, and we've also posted a link to our website, a GoFundMe page that the family has set up for Hagens' medical bills. For now, we're live. Heather Lee, Channel 4, the local station.
Thank you, Heather. Also new this evening, we're learning more about the past of the shooter, James Camo, who took his own life. Channel 4's Bakari Savage spoke with his former employer and also more about that gun jamming during the attack. Bakari?
Well, he had problems there. That place is Woodsman Kitchen and Floors. He worked there for about 3 years before resigning, but I'm told that during that time, Camo, there was something that happened between him and one of his supervisors. Now, going back to that gun jamming, you have to wonder how much planning Camo did.
It was a full-size handgun, but a small caliber gun, if that makes sense. Well, fortunately, he had loaded 2 different types of ammunition in this particular gun, and that ammunition did not match that type of gun. So it was there by the grace of God that those 2 individuals were not killed at that particular scene.
Clay County Undersheriff Craig Aldridge gave us a little more insight into yesterday's shooting, where 34-year-old James Camo went to his job at Jacksonville Granite and opened fire. He only had one victim. That's 26-year-old Dean Hagen Jr., who was shot in the backside. Camo's gun jammed, possibly preventing what could have been a more deadly shooting spree before killing himself. With 2 different types of bullets in the gun, some speculate Camo didn't do much planning.
It's probably a little premature for me to venture down that road. You know, we're less than 24 hours into it, but we will certainly get to the bottom of that and find out why that occurred.
The owner of Woodsman Kitchen and Floors, where Camo worked for almost 3 years, says Camo thought people were watching him and felt that he was being discriminated against. He resigned last August. I wasn't able to get to the bottom of exactly what happened between Camo and one of his supervisors at Woodsman, but I am told that one of the people who worked there actually said they're glad that Camo didn't work there anymore. Live in Orange Park, I'm Bakari Savage, Channel 4, the local station.
And our coverage of this story continues on news4jax.com. You can watch the full interview with the Clay County Undersheriff, and you can also view the uncut surveillance video from the scene all on our website.